applaud ourselves.
This is season 2. Wait, we got a season 2 pickup. You know what that means? That means that Mike wants to. That means Mike wants to keep doing the show.
We got
That's what it means.
Wow. I didn't know there was a pickup. Yeah.
Yes, we got a season 2 pickup.
Without a cliffhanger.
Without a cliffhanger. There's no doubt.
I'm hoping the chat room's okay. They seem to be okay with the season 2 pickup. They're happy.
I hope so. Well, we're very happy.
Here, that's a good sign.
But we may have a Who Shot Mark episode at some point.
Yeah. We do need a cliffhanger. I think next time we need a cliffhanger.
And in the end, the whole thing will be a dream.
Yes.
Anyway, I am Mark Kaiser. You are?
Wade Major.
Welcome to Stupid for Movies. We are, of course, members of the LA Film Critics Association. Now, the reason I'm saying this, once again...
Food.
Wade, why don't you tell the good folks about the party that we went to last Thursday? Yes.
So we're bookended by food.
So this was only for the LA Film
No, this was for all press. This was all, but there were a lot of
LA Film Critics Association.
Well, because we're bookending with food. See, we went.
Could Corey have gone if he wanted to?
Probably not, unless he was one of our dates.
Okay. Oh well.
No, we went to the launch party at Spago for the DVD release and Blu-ray release of The Social Network, which was basically a great big Oscar campaign push, is what it was. But everybody got a free DVD or Blu-ray. If you took a DVD instead of a Blu-ray, you're crazy. But a lot of good food. I was rocking 2 plates.
Now, here's what happens.
Yeah.
Journalists notoriously are poor. So studios know that they can kiss journalists' butt if they send them somewhere where they get free food.
Yep.
Now, I got money. I can buy my own damn food. But you know what? I love food. I love free food.
But it's Spago food.
It's Spago.
It's Wolfgang Puck food.
They closed the whole restaurant down, by the way.
Yeah.
So here's what Wade does. Wade
Fincher was there.
Jesse Eisenberg
was there.
So
Andrew Garfield was there.
Michael Cera.
And by the way,
the two? Michael Cera and Jesse Eisenberg, same person.
No. Jesse Eisenberg will have a real career.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
All right.
Well, done. So here's what happens. Wade gets there before me, right? So I go to the back.
Get there when the doors open.
I go to the back of the restaurant, and right, you can see the kitchen. It's glass. So right in the booth, right in front of the kitchen, sitting all by himself, is Wade with 2 plates. Not 1 plate, 2 plates. And both those plates have, let's say, food on them.
Yep.
So what would happen is...
You have to get the booth that's right where the waiters and waitresses are when they come out, so you can wave them right over to you before they get to anybody else.
Oh, and he did. He kept going.
Oh, yeah.
He was a remorseless eating machine. So they had all the hors d'oeuvres. They had 2 carving stations.
Yes, they did.
They had a red carpet outside, right?
Yeah.
Fincher, as you say, Fincher and Eisenberg and all the stars of the movie were there. And the thing is that, look, no Blu-ray is worth this sort of this sort of fanfare, but Sony knows that it's voting time.
That's it. It's Oscar time.
Yes. So they know that if they throw this party, it'll keep the movie in the media during this crucial time.
I'll say this, the studios have become really, really apathetic and incompetent about running Oscar campaigns, which is why something like 4 of the last 5 Best Picture winners have been little independent films. But this film was dead until all the critics organizations started awarding it. I mean, it has run the table on critics awards, which hasn't happened since LA Confidential, which, by the way, lost to Titanic at the Oscars. But what's interesting is that Sony really kind of caught the wave. They realized maybe there's something we can do with this, and they've run a great Oscar. I mean, they resurrected this movie for its Oscar
Let me ask you this. Can you bring somebody to these parties?
Yeah,
which parties?
You have a +1.
So if we had like the highest bidder that gives us money and donates to the streaming garage.
Yeah, we get in trouble. We get in trouble.
Right. So instead, I can go and get free food. Forget you people in the chat room. I was trying to help you out.
Here's the thing, though. These parties only come towards the end of the year when the studios start kissing our butts so that Wade and I will vote for their film.
We are persona non grata most of the year, but then when they need you for the awards stuff, then yeah. Anyway, we got our big awards dinner is Saturday, so.
You look, the LA Film Critics Association, we have our awards dinner. It's this Saturday.
Yep.
We're very excited about it. By the way, I'm bringing my mother. No floozies this year. No cheap floozies for me. I'm bringing my mother.
Are we sitting at the same table?
I'm not sure. Oh, here's the thing.
I'm presenting.
The thing from Mark's mother?
No, not really. But I'm presenting Best Supporting Actress to Jackie Weaver for Animal Kingdom. Very excited about that.
Now, here's the thing, and then we'll move on to Green Hornet and The Dilemma.
Yeah.
Now, there's a thing in LAFCA. It's a bit of an urban legend, and this, by the way, is true. If you sit at the same table with Wade Major, you will win an Oscar. Go.
This has happened, let's see, three or 4 years running. It started with Forrest Whitaker, continued with
Marion Cotillard,
continued with Jeff Bridges, and T-Bone Burnett, and Ryan Bingham. Yeah, pretty much like the last 6 or 7 people who sat with me at the awards have gone on to win Oscars.
So if you're at Wade's table, you will win an Oscar. Now, we don't know...
Pauly Shore this year.
Well, by the way, if you sit at my table, you get thrown out on your ass. But
and the producer of Slumdog.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're very excited because you want to see who Wade is sitting next to, and that person guaranteed an Oscar. Even if they're not nominated, they'll win an Oscar anyway.
That's fantastic.
Touch me.
J-Max on board, huh?
Touch me.
Not
Touch
going
me.
to happen. Not
Yeah,
gonna
I
happen.
know.
Okay, so we have some Byron and Burn. We got some news. We got some all sorts of crazy stuff. But first, what is it, Wade?
This weekend in movies.
Yeah!
Oh, it's like season 2 graphics.
Yeah.
No, it's the same.
You know, season 2's graphics look a lot like season 1's graphics.
Isn't that weird?
It is really.
There actually will be
It's a
some
thing.
changes. Not in this episode. Starting next week, we've got a couple new little segments. It's
Oh,
very
nice.
exciting. We'll talk about it later.
Now,
Like Desperate Housewives around here.
now, I don't know what that
What?
means. Now,
Okay.
Why would you even
I don't
know
know
what
that
the...
means. Now, here's the thing. It's January.
Yes, it is.
What does that mean in terms of movie going when it's January?
What it means is, there's a thing that critics have called, well, it's a phrase we use called January movies. It's not a term of endearment. It means crap. Because the studios save their crap for 2 months, January and September. When the holiday movies are done, and anything you have sort of left in the closet, you throw it out in January and hope that it makes a buck or two. Anything left over after the summer, you throw out in September around Labor Day, and you hope that it makes a buck or two. January is far and away the worst month for movies. It's dreadful. So the first 2 weekends in January, we get junk. You know, so Mark.
But here's what happens, and this is sort of the insight that you'll only get here.
Yeah.
On Stupid for Movies. By the time the year is done, we have seen so many movies, and the average
So burned out.
critic is so burned out that the last thing we want to do is sit in Season of the Witch. We don't want to do that. Because literally, we just saw probably 30 films within a span of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you know what else we don't want to see, Wade? The Green Hornet.
No.
Why don't you talk about the Green Hornet, Wade?
So I guess we already know.
We already know the
Okay.
review.
Well, let's do this. Since this is one of the most anticipated bombs of January, let's take a look at a clip first.
Wow, you really want to go that fast?
Yeah, let's go with the clip.
All right, here we go.
We'll need a car
Hells yes, we'll need a car.
with some weapons and armor.
Cool rims. Spinning rims.
I can do that.
Kato, I want you to take my hand. I want you to come with me on this adventure.
I'll go with you, but I don't want to touch you.
Okay, you don't have to take my hand, but will you come with me on this adventure?
Oh, there it is.
So, here's what we have. The Green Hornet is a character that has like a pulp legacy to it. It began in the 1930s as a radio show, and it was kind of a semi-sequel radio show to the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger had been created by two guys, sort of basically created by Franz Stryker. But Franz Stryker was primarily the writer. George Trendle was the big media mogul at the time who sort of initiated all of this. So Stryker and Trendle were a good team. And the same thing happened with the Green Hornet. They wanted to do a bit of a replication of the success. So the Green Hornet was the grandson of the Lone Ranger. And, you know, a more modern crime fighter, still guy wore a mask, you know, a radio show, The Mask. I don't know how you see The Mask on the radio. But anyway, it developed a pulp following. Today, nobody knows this. The only thing anybody knows today is that there was kind of a failed comic book at some point, and there was a show that was a little bit like Batman in the 1960s. There was even like a crossover episode between the two. And for some reason, they have decided that this is worth resurrecting as a movie for teenagers today who know nothing about it. If you wanted to resurrect this for adults, Might have been a good idea, but instead they went with Seth Rogen, thinking, yeah, Seth Rogen has a following among teenage boys, so we'll have him throw his kind of slacker dude thing on this crime fighter, and it'll be like an accessible superhero, a superhero who's got a gut and who drinks too much. And the idea here is still the same name, completely different kind of a character. Britt Reed, he's the son of a wealthy publisher, played by Tom Wilkinson, and he's completely wasted in life until his dad dies, and now he has to assume the throne of his dad, but he needs more fulfillment in life, somehow hooks up with the guy who makes great lattes, who's a mechanic who also happens to build all kinds of crazy gadgetry, Kato, played in the TV series by Bruce Lee, and they become crime fighters, and it's just directed with absolutely no discipline whatsoever by Michel Gondry. The movie slogs on for 2 interminable hours, talky, boring, badly directed, badly written, horribly casted, every bit the catastrophe that we all knew it would be. And yet, someone gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars at the studio to make bad decisions that everyone else knows suck. And that is our bane. Mark?
Wow. I don't know if I can top that. Well, here's the thing. I will say this. It's fairly dreadful. And
Horrendous.
Horrendous. And the problem is that essentially this is Seth Rogen's sandbox. He co-wrote it. He stars in it.
Allegedly had Final Cut.
And allegedly had Final Cut.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with Seth Rogen is that, as you know from the 4-hour Judd Apatow comedy that he sometimes appears in, he's got a thing. His thing is he just talks. And in this movie, he just talks. He just talks, and he talks some more. And there's scenes where people go, "Oh, I'm going to go get you that thing. Oh, cool, dude. Why don't you go get me that thing?" Like, take that out. That's the stuff you take out of the movie.
Horrendous.
But the thing is, it's such a flabby screenplay, and I think there is room. I do think there is room for a superhero movie that is somewhere between the big budget Batmans and Supermans and the very low budget, kick-asses and specials. And this is what that's supposed to be. The problem that you have is that the guy who's writing it and starring in it, and the studio said, "We'll just hand it to you. Just make it funny. We trust your sensibilities. We trust the audience that you hit." The problem is that they gave that guy too much power.
Well, the other problem here is this thing was in development forever. And very often what happens is when you have a property that's in development forever and everybody is thinking, and Speed Racer is another one of these, where the whole thing is based on some kind of a pop culture icon from a certain generation. And everyone's getting impatient because you've now spent who knows how many millions of dollars trying to get a script right, and you're another generation past the one that would have appreciated the subject matter. Now you're getting impatient. You say, we got to get let's just do it for the kids. And you completely betray everything that made the topic even relevant or interesting. Anyone who has any kind, and this is why this fails so utterly, anyone who has any kind of knowledge of or appreciation for what the Green Hornet was originally supposed to be will hate this movie. And everyone that they've targeted this movie for doesn't care about the Green Hornet. And the result is, in trying to merge all these sensibilities, you serve nobody, and you've created a disaster.
See,
there's no one who is this movie for?
See, here's the thing.
Doesn't make any sense.
Where you and I sort of diverge a little bit is that whoever the Green Hornet was before, I don't care. Just make a good movie. If the Green Hornet flies up and down and rides on a horse and lives on Mars, I don't care. Just make it a good movie.
But why call him why call him the Green Hornet?
Well, because there's a certain core Green Hornet-ness to it that has like a certain retro coolness, and they want to keep this retro cool spirit of it, but updating it with this guy Seth Rogen, who has a very specific comedy sensibility. Yeah. One, by the way, that won't shut up, and put him in this movie. The movie really does take on his persona. Very sloppy, very slackerish, very sort of full of itself. There's something about the ego in this movie. You feel as if Seth said, "I'm going to take this movie on my shoulders because my sensibility is so great, I'm just going to make it my thing." You
know why Raiders of the Lost Ark was great? Because they were faithful to those old serials. If Neil Moritz, who produced this movie, by the way, and look him up on the IMDb, Neil Moritz has a laundry list of credits, all crap. Cruel Intentions and the XXX and, Fast and the Furious, it's all junk. It's all horrible junk. We should have known then when Neil Moritz was developing this that this would be junk. But if you had been faithful to this, the way that they were with Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think you might have had something. Imagine doing Raiders of the Lost Ark today with Seth Rogen as Indiana Jones.
But no, but the thing is that. But here's the thing. First of
Horrible.
all,
Horrible idea.
Well, first of all, it costs less to shoot it in a contemporary Los Angeles, which is where they shoot. So it costs less, and it's about $90 million as it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and also because Seth Rogen is such a modern comic actor, you can't take Seth Rogen and put him in the 50s. He's a very modern sensibility.
He's not a leading man either.
Oh, I'm not saying he is.
He should never star in movies. He just shouldn't. He should never be the star. Knocked Up was an anomaly. The guy is not a star. He is not a star. He is not a star. Put him in those Judd Apatow movies, those ensemble bro movies where he can sit in a room with a bunch of other stoners and go, dude, wow, you pivot there. And then we'll, and we'll laugh at them for a few, like 89 minutes, and then we're done with it.
But that's what he does in this. All he does is, I hate this movie. You know what? Now you get me all riled up.
See?
By the way, can I say something before we move on to the?
Oh, it's in 3D. Did we mention
It's in 3D?
uselessly in 3D?
You know what? Honestly, I'm watching the 3D. I'm like, the scene takes place in an office. Why are
Drawer.
we spending
pencils or a drawer come flying out. Stapler
Guys
maybe.
in an office talking.
But-
Why did I spend $15 for a 3D ticket?
But Mark,
You didn't.
tell me, did I not discover something amazing about 3D while we were watching this movie?
Hey, he really did.
I did.
Go.
I found out that if you take 3D glasses, at least these kind, not the Shutter ones, but
The IMAX ones.
The IMAX ones, and if you turn them upside down, everything kind of goes funky. It's like everything that's in the background comes to the foreground, and people look like they're inside out, and noses look like they're concave. It's kind of cool.
I did
It's kind
do
of cool
that.
and trippy. And I didn't have to focus on the movie.
So do not buy a 3D ticket to this movie. There's
No.
no reason for 3D. It adds nothing to the movie.
Nothing.
I don't get it. It's literally it's just a talkie film.
Cameron Diaz is in the movie doing
For some
nothing
reason.
for some reason. Christoph Waltz, who won an Academy Award, has followed that up with a completely inexplicably weird turn as the villain, who's not scary. And I guess that's kind of the thing, right? He's upset that people don't find him scary.
He looks as if he wasn't particularly directed. It almost
No.
as if it was like, hey, Christoph,
Just do your thing.
Yeah.
Big director, right?
Michel Gondry, here's the thing, that, Michel Gondry, who did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I love.
And won an Oscar for co-screenwriting it.
So, obviously this guy's very talented, but here's another example of a foreign director who sort of comes to America and does another studio
I am not a Gondry fan.
You're not?
Never have been. Never have been.
Oh, I
I think
love
he's.
Eternal
We're doing something new. Season
Oh, wait.
2.
Yes.
You are now going to give it a rating from now on.
Yes, we will.
We are going to do a buy, rent, or burn for the new movies as
That's
well.
right.
Buy means buy a ticket, go see it in the movie theater.
Yes.
Rent means wait till it comes out. Because I know a lot of times I'm like, should I wait? Or burn it means don't bother, pretty much.
That's it.
Since we've already trademarked the buy, rent, or burn.
Wow, there's
So
sus-
what are your ratings for
What
this movie?
suspense? Drum roll, please, Mark.
Wait, but can we say date night? Or last day?
No, we don't have that. No,
No.
Wait, let's have a Green Hornet one.
we will. We're going to
You have a Green Hornet one?
Yeah, starting next week we'll have a Green Hornet.
Okay, well,
Awesome.
I will inaugurate it and say the Green Hornet is a big fat burn.
Likewise.
Oh,
Obviously.
look
We already had it ready. Look at that.
Yeah.
See, it's over here and then it's over there.
People complain they didn't know
Pretty great.
exactly what your ratings are, so now we'll
Yeah.
have that in the website and
I
everything.
like that.
Yeah.
And okay,
Is that Corey?
Corey made that.
Corey.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Pshaw, he says.
Yes.
Was
All
nothing.
right.
We're both burning it. Oh, dreadful.
It's dreadful. All right, so here's the
Oh,
thing.
James Franco's in it for 10 seconds.
James Franco has an unbilled cameo at the beginning. All right, the next film is The Dilemma.
Yes,
And the Dilemma stars Vince Vaughn and Kevin James. Now, here's the thing with The Dilemma. This thing was directed by Ron Howard. Now, Ron Howard has not directed a film like this in a lot of years. Ron Howard now does prestige films. He does big franchise movies like Da Vinci Codes. He has not directed a film like this in a long, long time. And in the movie, Vince Vaughn and Kevin James have this engine design company. And they're about to land the biggest deal of their lives. And if they can land this big deal with their engine design company, not only will it put their company on the map, but it will allow eternal bachelor Vince Vaughn to marry his longtime girlfriend, Jennifer Connelly. So given that, let's take a look at a clip, and we'll keep going.
I gotta tell you, I think I'm starting to have like a panic attack. What if I can't deliver? I mean, we sink every cent we have into this. We're mortgaged to the hilt. We're borrowing against borrowing.
Okay, listen, just relax. I think you're taking this all in a little too fast, just a little too soon. Now, you said it yourself. We're on the 5-yard line. We just gotta punch it in.
25.
What?
I said we were on the 25-yard line.
Nick, are you suggesting that we're not even in the red zone?
Oh man, what if I can't do it? Everybody's, Dodge is gonna know. They're gonna laugh at us. That guy, that security guard, he's laughing. Look at him. He's staring at us.
Hold on.
Look at the security guard. He's looking at me right
Okay,
now.
get
Stop
it
looking at
together.
me.
Just take a breath for a second. Don't lose perspective here. You're only 5 yards from the red zone. Now, once we get in the red zone, we're immortal lock. You're a red zone guy.
Still 25 yards out. Do you understand that? By the way, look, I don't care how you spin it, how you want to ice the cake. We're only 75% of the way there, and I'm having trouble breathing now.
You need to relax.
Pepper. So here's the thing. Obviously, you can tell from that clip that Kevin James is very neurotic. He's very nervous. He's not going to be able to deliver. So what is the dilemma, you're asking? Well, what happens is that Vince Vaughn runs into Kevin James's wife, played by Winona Ryder, making out with another man. So the dilemma is if Vince Vaughn tells Kevin James about his cheating wife, he is so neurotic, he will never make the deadline, and they'll never close this big deal. But if he doesn't tell Kevin James, then he's keeping a secret from his best college buddy and business partner.
Sounds
so
like
what does Vince Vaughn do? Now, here's the thing with the dilemma, is that the movie fails as a whole, but I will say this. I was very surprised and sort of happy that the movie wasn't all that frivolous with what Vince Vaughn has to go through as he decides how to react to this dilemma that he has to go through. The movie really does, in pretty serious moments, rummage around this problem that he has. And the movie, which was written by Alan Loeb, who also wrote Wall Street Money Never Sleeps, the movie has for what it is, a fairly complicated architecture where you have Kevin James and his wife, you have Vince Vaughn and his girlfriend, and everybody sort of is in this mix. And the screws really do turn on Vince Vaughn. And as the movie kept going, I thought to myself, this could be a decent drama, like a comedy drama. The problem is that the movie is incredibly schizophrenic, where what happens is you get these scenes that are really interesting where the screws turn on Vince Vaughn and he really does react. Vince Vaughn gives a real performance, and then all of a sudden there's some crazy piece of physical humor that comes out of nowhere that you start to resent after a while because the dramatic stuff is sort of working pretty good. So tonally, the movie doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a comedy? Does it want to be a drama? Does it want to be a comedy that slowly shows its darker side? It can't decide, which is kind of bizarre for Ron Howard, because obviously the guy's won an Oscar, he's a great director, whatnot. So I was very surprised at why it failed. And although it does fail, I have to say that I was surprised that it took its central dilemma as seriously as it did.
I'm inclined to agree, although I really hate it a lot more than you do.
He always hates more than I do.
Well, here's the thing. This is also a Ron Howard movie that has been on the shelf for apparently a long time, because Rance Howard is in this movie, his dad. Now, he would always put his dad and his brother in his movies, his brother being, of course,
Clint,
who was also once a child star with Gentle Ben and showed up on a Star Trek episode serving Tranya in the Corbomite maneuver.
This is Tranya.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it as much as I.
Yes, with dubbed voice though.
Yes.
Dubbed voice.
Yes.
Anyway, we're nerds. But the problem here is it's a failure of development, and this happens to more and more movies as those idiots who get paid six figures for doing nothing, like the ones who greenlight the Green Hornet, sit around and don't do their jobs. Development people are like editors at publishing houses. They're the ones that are supposed to say, you know what, you got ideas here that are good for 3 or 4 different movies? But let's pick one. Let's save these for another movie. Let's go in this direction. I'm sure there was somebody who probably read an early draft of Oliver Twist and said, you know, Chuck, I really like these characters, but I don't think Fagin would call Bill Sykes dude. Let's strike that. You know, there are things here that work beautifully. Anything with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Connelly is great. Jennifer Connelly is the only character in this movie that feels real and authentic.
Every scene she's in, she brings the movie down to earth.
It's great. She is tremendous, but she's not funny. And the problem here is that this could have been an interesting movie if they'd have just gone one direction, and that would have been the serious direction. But they obviously had seen, you know, the Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau movies, and Jon Favreau is now a director. So who's Jon Favreau like? Who can do that little bada-bing thing that they have? Let's get Kevin James. He does it. He's kind of portly and funny. He'll do that thing. But that's not what the movie needs to be. I mean, the plot that you described takes forever to explain. And the problem here is that everyone is so in awe of Ron Howard and Brian Grazer, and this began apparently with a Brian Grazer moment where he thought he saw Ron Howard's wife with somebody or something.
There's this apocryphal story is how how this whole tale.
And so suddenly you have this producer that everyone's in awe of, that nobody wants to say no to, who says, "Hey, here's an idea of mine, make a movie out of it." And then you know the ideas flow, and no one wants to say, "Hey, maybe some of these ideas aren't so good." They just pack them all in, and you get this shaggy dog of a movie that doesn't work in any way whatsoever. whatever. It's really painful to slog through. Winona Ryder doesn't belong in this movie. This is a really slumming it for her. Queen Latifah shows up for 18 seconds.
Yeah, she's kind of wasted.
It's just talk about Ladywood, you know, and doing this. What? It just makes and the thing that they're doing for Chrysler. Excuse me, it's the stupidest thing in the world. The idea, this got a little bit of notoriety because of the line, electric cars are gay. Oh my gosh, he's using the word gay.
And by the way, that line is in the movie as it should be.
As it should be, but it's a throwaway line. But, you know, the idea that we're going to make an electric car that rumbles like a muscle car, that's sexy like an old 60s Corvette or Challenger, why? I mean, this is like the thing that's going to make them millions of dollars.
It's a MacGuffin. No one cares about that.
Yeah, but it's dumb.
What?
It's dumb. Kevin James throws a conniption fit at one point because, oh my gosh, it's not rumbling loud enough, and there's this blow up, and that's my big beef with the film. No one acts like a human being in this movie. I hate movies where people act completely irrationally just because it's what's necessary to motivate the script to get to the next scene. Jennifer Connelly, again, the only character that acts like a human being. Everyone else, when given the chance to do something sensible, kind of sensible, moderately sensible, totally irrational and crazy, they always go irrational and crazy.
Well, there's a passage in the film where Vince Vaughn tries to catch Winona Ryder in the act, making out with her new paramour. So he stalks the Winona Ryder and the paramour back to his house. Now the paramour is played by Channing Tatum. And so
dull.
So now you get these slapstick scenes where Vince Vaughn, with a camera in his hand, climbs up onto the balcony, and there's a big fight, and then the fight continues onto the street, and there's a baseball bat, and of course Channing Tatum's on OxyContin, so he can't be hurt, and it's all hilarious and funny. But that's that movie.
Then he whacks the car. That's a classic car.
That's that movie. I liked the other movie, the one that really sort of took its dilemma a little bit seriously. Because again, look, you know, Vince Vaughn has done the occasional moderately serious role. I thought Return to Paradise, I thought he was actually kind of good in that. Return to Paradise? And here, he doesn't play the whole thing for laughs. And he still has all that bro humor that he does.
But if you look at a film...
But I feel like it's in the service of a character who is sort of in the state of Arrested Development. For real. He's really trying to be that guy, not just for laughs.
You look at a film like The Breakup, which has some funny moments, but that's a serious movie, and it's a good movie, and it's a cohesive movie with a very, very specific theme. Vince Vaughn can do serious and still make you laugh. You don't need to throw him into slapstick. You don't need to have him give these prolonged... I mean, the toast at the parents' wedding anniversary is ridiculous. Is it funny? Sure. Yeah. Would anyone in their right mind do that at their potential in-laws' 40th wedding anniversary? No.
I thought
it's insane.
I thought it was funny. But the thing with The Breakup, which is that this one doesn't have, is that, you know, The Breakup, and then we'll move on to news, but, you know, The Breakup starts with this big fight between Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. And the thing with The Breakup is that if you don't believe that fight, you don't believe the movie. Right? So that fight has to be serious. It can get funnier after that, but that's what sets up everything that comes after it. So at least The Breakup knew when to be serious and when to be funny. This movie can't decide. It doesn't both. But again, for the type of movie it is, I was surprised that it took its central issue as seriously as it did. In fact, I liked that stuff, and I thought Vince Vaughn sold that stuff, and so did Jennifer Connelly. Even though it fails as a whole, like I said before, what I liked about it was surprising to me.
But it made me wish that I had stayed home and watched an old Jennifer Connelly movie.
All right, so based on that, I'm going to give the dilemma, I'm going to give a rent. What do you think of that?
I'm giving it a burn.
Ooh. That. Unbelievable.
It's very exciting.
Very exciting. We you know what?
January.
We need some sound effects for that. Can we get some things going on? And
well, no, because that's the Byron or Burn segment, which is supposed to be the fast-paced. This is more of a...
Okay, fine. All right, so that's, you know, really only 2 films this week.
That's it.
Green Hornet, not good. Dilemma, a very unenthusiastic thumbs up for me. Oh, look at that!
Recap.
What? But it's
nice.
just crazy.
The Dilemma, burn and a rant, and Green Hornet, a burn and a burn.
Look at that!
What that tells you is it's January.
No, what that tells you is that... You are so disrespectful. What that tells you is that Corey's been working for this show to make it look great. That's what it tells you. Jesus Christ.
We love Corey's work.
Unbelievable. All right, so we've done the movies. Now what's the time for a way? Let's say it loud, say it proud.
News with Chad Vader.
Oh, Chad!
Hey, everybody.
Yes!
Yeah.
Happy New Year,
Happy
Chad.
New Year, Chad.
Good to be back. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So, did you have any big New Year's plans? What does Chad Vader do on New Year's? I don't know. We didn't. I'm not really sure.
I went out to my favorite bar and I stayed there until they threw me out.
Just another New Year's Eve for Chad.
Yes, it happened around 11:15.
Awesome.
Even make it to midnight. Poor Chad. Hello, Chad. There you are.
There you are.
There we go.
All right. So, what's going on in the news there, Chadsky?
There's lots of news. Here it is. Ivan Reitman has confirmed that there is a script for Ghostbusters 3, and it's actually good. There are roles for all of the original characters, plus some new ones, but nothing else about the potential sequel has been confirmed. Apparently, it's all up to Bill Groundhog Day Ghostbusted-ass Murray, who hasn't read the script yet. Personally, I'm hoping that the new script will deliver on the promise of the original film and finally feature dogs and cats living together.
By the way, why is this story coming out now? Because Ivan Reitman's got a film coming
Yeah.
out next Friday.
Yes.
No strings attached.
So cynical.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, I loved Ghostbusters. I even found mild moments of humor in Ghostbusters 2.
I like Ghostbusters too. I admit it.
It isn't Ghostbusters, but it has moments, you know.
You want to hear my... Okay, Chad, start falling asleep because I have a theory. This is my theory about sequels. You ready? Here it is, Wade.
Hit.
Hang on. It takes a leapfrogging and whatnot. If the second movie in a sequel series, if the second movie
Yes.
were the first, would there have been a sequel after that? Right?
Right.
So if Ghostbusters 2...
This is like algebra. I'm not good
That's
at
what I'm
this.
saying. If Ghostbusters 2 was Ghostbusters 1,
Yes.
let's say,
Yes,
would there
there
have been a sequel?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You say no.
I say yes because the characters.
Weren't they out of work in the beginning?
It's a character.
By the way, look how great my theory's working.
It's
everyone's
a horrible
discussing.
theory.
Discuss.
It
Everyone discuss.
makes no sense. It's like
In Ghostbusters, it's very
confused.
character driven.
yeah, I'm confused.
Chad.
Too. All right, moving on. You know what? Look, I mean, maybe it'll be good. I don't know. We'll see. Dan Aykroyd's awfully corpulent to be putting on that suit anymore, but we'll see.
He plays Heaven, where all the ghosts go after they die.
Man.
But but Bill Murray's very strange. You know what? He's that's how big.
As long as Rick Moranis is in it, I have not seen him in forever. I want Louis Tully
Yeah,
back in it.
yeah.
Louis
He's in
Tully.
retirement, right?
Randy
Rick Vader's
Potts.
retired pretty much from showbiz.
Louis
When will
Tully.
he be back?
Yes.
That's the question.
All he needs is a craft service table, free food, and he is there.
He is there.
That's you.
Yeah.
No, that's Rick Moranis.
How
Rick
dare
Moranis
you.
is suddenly a critic.
That's an outrage.
Yeah.
All right, Chad. What else is going on?
Andy Serkis and Ian McKellen have both signed on to be in The Hobbit, which has plans to release its first installment in December of 2012, provided the already troubled production isn't hit by a plague of frogs or destroyed by a meteor. When reached for comment, Andy Serkis was like, my precious, blah, blah, blah. And Ian McKellen was all like, you shall not pass. Please, guys, really, get over yourselves.
Can I say something about The Hobbit?
You don't care.
I don't. I don't care.
You know, I'm just wondering.
I don't care.
During the whole.
I don't care.
Keep going.
There we
I
go.
don't care.
There we go.
Joke blown.
During the whole Lord of the Rings thing, did anybody make any jokes about Andy Serkis in like a one-ring circus or a three-ring circus? Or no, I guess
It's been a
not.
bad 30 seconds for this show,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, I don't know.
We'll fix it in post. Dude, it's a good thing we're not live.
I'm interested. I'm curious, but I kind of feel like we've burned that candle at both ends already. And
There's been 3 already. The last one won Best
no,
Picture.
there have been 3, and they've been released 19 times on DVD, and now they've been released again on Blu-ray, and everyone has seen The Lord of the Rings, all like 97 hours of it endlessly, and it won 11 Oscars, and just done. Do we
Yeah,
really want to revisit Middle Earth?
I don't.
It's like another Club Med at this point.
All right, Chad, move on because we're getting upset now.
Yeah.
20th Century Fox has plans to turn the classic Atari video game Missile Command into a movie. This is just one, that's right, Missile Command. This is just one in a series of video and board game movie projects that are being developed, such as Asteroids, Battleship, He-Man, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and Viewmaster. Yeah, Viewmaster.
In 3D.
As an amateur screenwriter myself, I am all too happy to jump on this bandwagon. I'm currently writing a script called Pickup Sticks, the movie. It's about a scrappy group of misfits who are forced into a life or death situation where they have to pick up sticks. It should be great. Trust me.
Now, again, this is where Wade and I diverge. You ready? You want to hear me say something controversial?
This is weird. What?
I don't care what they make a movie out of. Just make it a good movie. If you want to make it out of Missile Command, make it out of freaking Missile Command.
But you realize,
just make it a good movie.
You realize the only reason that they want to make a movie out of Missile Command is because they are under the impression that absolves them of the responsibility to actually make it good. Oh, we can make crap. We'll just call it Missile Command, and they'll associate it with the video game, and people will go. They don't want to make it good. That's what they're trying to get away from. They don't want to have to worry about making it good. They want to substitute something else for good. And that something else is something recognizable that gets people in for the first 2 weeks before they realize that it's junk.
Well, it's funny because, you know, because I think it's either Parker Brothers or Milton Bradley, Parker Brothers.
Yeah.
They have now, which they didn't have before, they have an in-house department that pitches their game properties to studios.
Good for them.
They never had that before.
No one has to say yes.
That's why you've got Monopoly and you've got whatever.
Well, Monopoly didn't happen because they had that division. Monopoly happened because
Ridley Scott wants to do it.
No, Monopoly happened Monopoly was sold as a property like 7 or 8 years ago when what's his name, the pitch master, Robert Kennedy. But no, that guy, Robert something or other. He's like he was the. No. He was the pitch king, and he's kind of faded off the radar.
Did he have a mustache and a top hat?
No, I saw him in a hotel lobby about.
A monocle?
Does his last name have Berg in it? Or Steen?
Wow.
Anyway, what we're saying is that Missile Command is just another example of how dire it's gotten. Although, you know what? What's really going to affect this is the performance of Battleship. If Battleship doesn't do well, the balloon will be off the road.
If Battleship doesn't do well, if you honestly
Yes, look.
It's called Red October.
Look, make fun of me all you want, but you know what? Transformers has made $800 quinzillion.
You know why? You know what? Look. You know how many kids out there love their Transformers toys? How many people do you know that are going out right now buying Battleship, going, I gotta have that because that's just the coolest.
Yeah, that was a toy. That was already a built-in toy.
Transformers like a little lame 1982 cartoon.
No, it was a huge build-in audience for that.
Battleship was a lame game and a lame toy in 1974. It is even lamer now and more unknown now.
Hang on, Corey has a comment, then we'll get back to Chad. Corey, go.
Were you thinking of Robert Kosberg?
That's the dude.
It was a Berg, Robert Kosberg.
That's it.
Good call, Corey.
Thank you.
That's the guy.
Not being anti-Semitic.
No. Robert Kosberg.
How could 11 and a Kaiser be anti-Semitic?
Anyway,
Kosberg, like self-hating.
A lot of self-hating, yeah.
Kosberg is the guy who went around, walked into someone's office and said, Monopoly, the movie, and somebody bought it. And then it sat in development
I think it's called Wall Street.
And then it sat in development for, like 10, 12 years or whatever it was, and finally it's becoming a movie.
Thanks to Ridley Scott.
Well,
how surprising is that?
It's not very surprising after Robin Hood.
All right, Chad, we're getting angry again.
I've been sitting in development for 10 or 12 years.
All right, what do you got? What's next?
Star Wars is coming to Blu-ray in 2011. This was announced at Celebration 5 by George Lucas and at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas by none other than my brother, Darth Vader.
Oh.
The set, yes, let's hear it for him. The set will, of course, be the vastly superior remastered versions of the original films with all of their CGI hoo-has and totally necessary additional lizards. The set will also feature a new deleted scene where Luke constructs his new lightsaber. It sounds riveting. I hope they also include other rumored deleted scenes, such as Obi-Wan takes a nap. Princess Leia models different outfits for Jabba the Hutt, set to wacky 80s music. And Chewbacca finds a hidden stash of Beggin' strips.
Yes.
You know what? I'm very surprised this is coming out in September. I mean, really, it's, it seems like it should be coming out in the summer. That's a long way to wait.
It seems like it should be coming out in November, for Christmas.
DVD releases.
Well, that'll keep going.
The timing of DVD and Blu-ray releases is always very odd. It's not like movies where you have the summer season and the holiday season, because there are a lot of releases that are very successful off season, and I'm sure they've kind of.
But you know what, Blu-ray
calculated the window.
But Blu-ray is not setting the world on fire. And if they can get Star Wars out there, that is I'm going to say this for the first time ever.
Blu-ray's doing well.
I hate this phrase. That would be a game changer.
Well, here's the thing. Blu-ray over the last 6 months has sold better than expected, and streaming has done less well than expected. Both have grown, but Blu-ray has grown. It's true.
I don't believe that.
Check the stats. Blu-ray has actually grown more than they thought it would, and streaming has not taken off like they thought it would.
I don't think anybody's actually getting anything from Netflix except streaming nowadays.
True, but it has not grown as exponentially as they expected it to during the same period. A lot of people did shift to Blu-ray.
I don't believe your numbers.
I read it. I read it. Home,
right.
what was
I don't
it?
believe
Home Video Magazine.
I think it came from Blu-ray
Good
Monthly or something.
No, it's
Good housekeeping.
I'll dig up the numbers. But anyway, I mean, both are growing. That's the bottom line. Both are growing. Both are growth industries. DVD is not necessarily.
But people
I say
want
DVD's
to
dead.
buy Star Wars on Blu-ray. They don't want to stream Star Wars. They want to buy it on Blu-ray. And they
Correct.
want the originals. None of this special.
But-
That's going to be the
crap.
thing.
But-
Are they going to be original or not? It sounds like not.
They're not. They're not.
So
but
there we go
but
again.
my guess is, as far as the window, that they probably did the math. There are a ton of sequels and big summer tentpoles, and they probably said when those have burned out in September, those films will come out on Blu-ray in time for the holidays. September is a window. Bad movies in September on the screens. So what are people going to do? They're going to turn to the small screen. Nothing else will be released in September except maybe the really early summer stuff that isn't that good. So maybe that's a good window.
I guess, look, if you figure there's a 4-month window between theatrical and DVD, right?
Yeah.
4 month?
Yeah.
So let's say September is the 9th month, and then -4 is what, 5? So you really, you're getting a lot of the Labor Day, the Memorial Day stuff, though. Those are the big Memorial Day releases that might be coming out in September that's got to fight with.
The most crowded part of the summer is June and July this year. So you're sidestepping that, and in a month that's slow for theatrical releases.
That is true. That is definitely true. All right, Chad, anything else?
I think we have some breaking news.
Breaking news?
Yeah, Mark, you got the breaking news?
Yeah, it's a very exciting day, Wade. I did not expect this to happen so soon. It turns out that Sony has released a still of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Wow.
This, by the way, is not a Corey joke.
No, that's a real
This is like
still.
an actual still.
Interesting.
And I have to say, I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
What about it? It's just a still.
No, I love the costume.
Well, it's a Spider-Man costume.
Go back to the show. Put up the still.
It's sort of a... It's
How is
sort
it?
of a Picasso spider. It's not really a spider, but it could be a spider.
Here's what you could tell. First of all, it is much different than the one from the Sam Raimi films.
Really?
Yes.
How?
It is.
Blue and red.
No,
And
first of all, the spider emblem is different.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no red around his waist. He's got a stuff around his wrist. The texture of the suit is different. It's not spandex. It's some weird ski stuff. And he just
Corey's falling
looks
asleep.
more badass. The guy, tell me that doesn't look way more interesting.
Can't tell. It's a one.
Tell me that doesn't look more interesting.
You know what? Honestly, until you pointed all that out, I was like, it's a young guy in a Spider-Man costume.
Stuart Moncure brings up a good thing in the chat room. The litmus test is the mask. Right? You can't tell anything until you see the mask.
That is true. That is true. That definitely will add to it.
Yeah. I mean,
Chad, what do you think?
Based on that, that's good stuff.
All right.
Chad, do you have any opinion on that? Look at that. Spider-Man, Chad.
I love it.
Wow, all right.
All right.
Chad's on board.
Is it too? I think it's too early. I think it's. How can you?
and I don't
like
see-
we talked about this before the show. You're having a reboot of a thing that came out 2 years ago.
Well, that's
Yeah,
another conversation. Basically, this is Spider-Man 4, except Sony couldn't
Right.
get Sam Raimi to do it.
Right.
So they decided just to redo the whole damn thing.
Right.
You know, I hear Cameron's rebooting Avatar.
Is
Yes!
that right?
Yeah.
Thank God, with Dennis Dugan directing.
Oh, that would be great. Oh my gosh, that would be
The
wonderful.
worst comedy director of all time.
With Filmation doing the animation.
All right, Chad, if that's it, we're going to say goodbye to Chad.
Thanks, Chad.
Bye, Chad.
Hang on a second.
What?
Before I go, I'd just like to say congratulations to my sound engineer, John Lee, whose lovely wife, Amy, just gave birth to twin girls, Elizabeth and Emily. So congrats, John. Whoever needs a babysitter, give me a call. I love babies.
If we know one thing about Chad Vader, it's that he loves babies.
Why is it that when Chad says I love babies, it sounds a little bit like me saying I love chicken? I don't know. I'm just.
What the?
Just
Good night,
wondering.
everybody.
Good night,
Drive safely. It's good. Be good to the earth. All right, Chad. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chad.
Night.
Yeah, Chad Vader, everybody. Let's do it. Here we go. All right, so we've done the movies. We've done the Chad, Wade. What time is it right now? Read that. What does that say, Wade? What does that
It
say?
says.
Don't say that.
Well, wait a second.
Hold on, he's got to get the HD TriCaster.
What does it say?
It says.
Speculate on what it says for a second.
I'm speculating,
Oh, we don't have it.
Mark.
It's 3 words. Each one is one syllable.
Each one is starts with a letter.
Say it without the graphic.
No, wait.
Well, I don't
See, we
know.
go on a break. Things happen.
Actually, it's funny
The whole world
because
changes.
actually, Mike, don't you have a very exciting announcement about what we're
Yes,
about to do?
let me talk about how you're doing this from now
Do
on.
that now too.
All right. Well, wait. No, you found it?
No, yes, I did.
Okay, go ahead. Introduce the segment.
Hold on, wait.
You lied.
Okay.
I can't even show you yet, Mike. For goodness sake.
This is
will all be
when
edited,
live
so-
television is at its best.
All right, so here's the situation. Here's the thing. It's a very exciting announcement regarding this franchise that Mike came up with, may I say.
All right.
Yeah.
And we have exciting news
Okay.
about it. Mike, go.
Buy, rent, or burn, which we'll have a very exciting graphic soon. We'll get to that in a second. Buy, rent, or burn. What the? No. You go through Twitter, Facebook, and message boards and all that, and we then pick your buy, rent, or burns. From now on, we've made a little partnership with Dig, digg.com. Huge website, right? We will put your buy, rent, or burns here. I'll put something up on Dig, and you will then get to put your buy, rent, or burn up on Dig, and your friends or you get to dig it up, and we will take the top 10 each week. How's that? So that way, people always give it, and they always get mad that we don't get to their buy, rent, or burns. Well, now it becomes a little vote of what the viewers want to hear buy, rent, or burned.
Well, here's the thing.
So go to dig.com/stupidformovies, and then we'll do it all on Dig. It'll be up by tomorrow.
By the way, Wade, Dig is big time. Dig is big.
Dig is big.
Dig is big.
Oh, that rhymes.
So the fact
That's
that we're
kinda
actually
cool.
able to get buy, rent, or burn
Yeah.
on dig.com, the
Pretty
good
great.
folks at Dig, is pretty cool.
This is my CES doings. This is what I do when people are in Vegas partying at CES. I make deals.
He presses the flesh.
Awesome.
He presses the flesh, and then afterwards he goes to a strip club
And then I've got a
presses the
cold.
flesh.
And then, hey, now I've got a
Alright,
cold
so
because of
All got a cold.
So, so
what is the name of this segment?
So Unabomber, do we have the graphic or not? Should we say the words?
You can do it.
Wade!
Buy, rent, or burn.
Somehow we're going to edit that all together. It's going to be great.
It's been a long time coming.
Awesome.
All right, here's the deal. Mike's going to give us the name of a movie that he's taken off the Facebook, the Twitter, the internet, the whole thing.
Next week you're only on Dig.
And next week only on
Next week
Dig.
only on
And I'll
Dig.
explain it on Twitter and Facebook because people are like, what? Don't worry. It'll all be there.
And then Wade and I will say whether you should buy it, rent it, or burn it.
They have never seen these ever. I will read
seen
them
them
to you
all.
now.
I've seen none of them.
Okay, here we go.
Go.
First one is from the message boards. G. Baudette asks about Cradle Will Rock.
That's the Kevin Bacon thing. No? Was that the Kevin Bacon
Cradle Will
thing?
Rock with Wally George's daughter.
Oh, that's right, Rebecca De Mornay. Oh, that's right, Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah,
No,
doing the.
no,
You know
no.
what?
Isn't that the hand that rocks the cradle?
That's the Hand of the I'm thinking the Hand of the Rocks.
Cradle Will Rock. No, wait. Cradle Will Rock.
1999, Cradle Will Rock. It's also a Van Halen tune.
It's a feature film.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you have the director's
It's
name
not
on there?
the Hand that Rocks
Directed by
Cradle Will
someone
Rock.
named Tim Robbins.
Oh my
that
gosh,
one.
that one. Oh geez, about the old Orson Welles thing. Oh my gosh, that's the play, the whole thing with the Angus McFadden
Angus
playing Orson
McFadden,
Welles.
that's right.
Oh, that was dreadful.
Oh.
That was
I'm guessing
dreadful.
that means a-
burn. Oh, that's a burn, and it's so sad too because that ruined Tim Robbins' directing career.
really
It just
did.
brought it to a crunching halt. He had an Oscar nomination for
And
Dead
Mark?
Man Walking.
I will say burn also.
Oh man, that was.
To
so
remind you, in
unfortunate.
season 2, this is a lightning round.
Yes, sorry.
He says that every show, and then we
It
wind
doesn't.
up. Okay.
From the message boards, Sick My Duck. Mix them around, you'll figure it out. But it is Sick My Duck.
Wow.
I am a sex addict. 2005.
Can I say, no. Can I say something about I'm a sex addict?
Yeah. Okay.
You want to do that again, huh? All right, fine.
Burn.
Yeah, I'll go with burn.
Don't care. You don't have to hold it up.
Sick my duck. That's fun.
Jim is enjoying the Sick My Duck joke.
And by the way, can we just remind everybody that the purpose of Buy, Rent, or Burn is not to pick obscure movies out of the internet.
Yes, that's what we're hoping Dig helps with. Dig will help the real fans to go, because I get a lot of those, and Dig will, and there are a lot of people in the chat room get mad at that. And being on Dig will help us. People will not vote for the ones that are BS.
Yeah, if it's like some movie that was released in one theater in Cleveland in 1962, why?
The purpose of Buy, Rent, or Burn is not to stump us. The purpose is to get the recommendation.
Next one. Ready? From iPod Man on the message boards. Stupidformovies.com is the message boards. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I love that film. I voted for that film as the best animated film of that year. I did. Wait, I gave it to my best animated film.
So that means
that is a bias. it?
I'm gonna say burn, just because all Wes Anderson. No,
Wow, that's a big difference.
Because Wes Anderson movies, it's just stuff going sideways, and it's not
As opposed to Sideways, which you should buy.
Yeah,
There you go. There's his burn.
stuff going sideways, and
I love that film.
bad animation and bad writing.
Bad taste.
It's boring.
Love it. All right, what's
Boring.
next? Go. Wait, Mike, I thought this was a lightning round. Bam! Bam!
I'm trying to do some TriCaster
Bam!
stuff here to make you guys look good, and it's not. It's a lot of work.
What the? How do you feel with that remark?
Season
From
2.
Twitter, let's go to Twitter at Man's Got Eat. 44-inch chest.
Oh, you know what? I like that movie.
I like that too.
With Ray
actually.
Winston.
Ray Winston.
Yeah.
It's anything with Ray Winston apart from the dreadful Civil War thing.
He's also good in Sexy Beast.
He's great. When Ray Winston gets to be Ray Winston and not an American, when he actually does his Cockney thing, he's great.
And although I'm going to say Rent it because I'm
going to say Rent. I'm going to say Rent.
Okay.
Definitely.
And he also starred in the Zemeckis mocap thing, where with the chainmail and the thing. I forgot the name of it.
Beowulf. Beowulf. Yeah.
Where you took Ray Winston, who's like 50 years old, like 210 pounds, and made him into like CGI chainmail.
Cold Mountain, not good.
And from Twitter at Brief Conceits asks about Kingdom of Heaven.
This is interesting.
Which version?
That's the thing. I'm going to say the theatrical version, burn. The director's cut, the unedited director's cut on DVD, the like 3-hour something version, rent.
You know what? I agree with that 100%. I do.
Yeah.
All right,
I do.
so we're going to say, I don't know what happened. Okay.
I don't have
Too many things.
Brent.
Moving on.
Brent.
What am I
Let's
doing?
agree to disagree.
Thanks for that.
There you go.
Yeah. It's
Okay, let's go to the chat room. Our live chat room every Thursday, 8 o'clock. We do have a chat room. It is live. It is the most interactive live experience you could ever experience.
Out of a garage.
In a garage.
It's 3D.
In HD, not 3D. HBO2 wants to know about Repulsion.
Oh, the Polanski
movie?
Just go see Black Swan. Same movie.
Wow. You got to buy that. Great Criterion.
No, it is.
Great Criterion version of that.
The Criterion Blu-ray is fabulous. Absolutely.
Buy that.
Sam Joe 989 right here in the chat room live. There they are. Badlands.
Oh my God.
Badlands.
Buy. Anything by Terrence Malick, just buy and just sleep with it. It's so good.
Rub it all around your chest like this.
And if you really want to just enjoy something that is just pure poetry, go onto YouTube and watch the high-def trailer for his new film, Tree of Life. It's sublime.
That's
If
true.
the movie is even a fraction as good as that trailer, it could be the greatest American film ever made.
Wow. All right. Lady.
Mark
didn't give us. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lady Diode. Hello. Happy New Year.
Lady Diode, long-time listener, first-time caller. Hi, Lady Diode.
She's called many times. How to be a serial killer.
How to be a serial killer. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen. I know the title. I can't place a year on it.
Well, 19. Hold on.
Thank you.
It says hi.
Thank you, Alex Trebek.
And
Luke
2008.
Ritchie is the director. 2008.
That's not what I was thinking of. No. That one,
we don't know what that is.
That slipped by me.
I have to say, I have not seen How to Be a Serial Killer.
All right.
Can I hear?
Oh, Lady Diode,
No.
look at that.
Never seen it.
She
MJ. Muna, excuse me. See, it's cold. MJ2346 asked about A Beautiful Mind.
As long as we're on Ron Howard films.
You know what? I'm going to say,
darn it.
I wish there was like a better than a rent but less than a buy. I guess that's a Brent.
I'm going to say...
Brent!
Let's agree to disagree.
I'm going to say this is a very, very loose rent from me because it's a great performance by Russell Crowe. I don't think the movie deserved Best Picture. It was painful to see Brian Grazer get an Oscar, I got to be honest with you. It's well done, but kind of hokey at the same time, but a great performance. So I'm going to say it's a very kind of a low-level rent.
It's also
low rent.
Low rent.
Yeah,
It's also, by the way, one of the funniest moments of that year was in that movie. At the very end, when Russell Crowe is giving his speech at the big auditorium, and they cut to Jennifer Connelly in the old age makeup.
Oh,
Do you
dreadful.
remember how hilariously bad that old age makeup was?
Dreadful.
The worst.
But Jennifer Connelly, always wonderful.
Oh, yeah, no, she's great. It's not her fault the makeup was bad.
Yeah, just a real quick anecdote. If you're going to do old age makeup in a movie, don't do it. Just let them act old. People who act old, like Ben Kingsley and Gandhi, don't need a lot of makeup. Smear on the latex, not a good thing.
from the mouths of babes.
All right, let's wrap this up. S. Moncure asked about, I don't know what that is. Chung King Express? Is that Chung? Chung King Express.
Chung King Express, one car wide. Buy it.
Buy Chung King Express. Buy it.
But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this because I know a lot of people disagree with me, including my friend Michael Venables, who's watching. Shout out to Michael. The second story better than the first. Second one's great.
The second one is great.
First one I'm not so keen on.
Like Ghostbusters.
Like Ghostbusters. It's unbelievable.
It's 2 stories in one movie. But.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, even though there's we're back. We're back just in time to say goodbye to Buy, Rent, or Burn. That's it for the first Buy, Rent, or Burn. Chung King Express still there.
All right.
Okay, here's the thing.
Look, we've been
Holiday hangover.
How long is this graphic going to stay up? There's some kinks. I don't mean the Ray Davies sort of kink. I mean the other kinks. Season 2 pickup. By the way, just because they're kings doesn't mean we don't have the best crew in the internet.
No.
Look at Corey busting his butt for the graphics.
They're rocking
Look at the Unabomber screwing up everything tonight. Look at Barry with the audio. Look
Barry's back.
here. What?
Barry's back.
Barry's back.
Barry's back, everybody. All right, so
Jim
here's
as
the
always.
thing.
Matt, new helper.
Matt, new
helper.
helper.
Helping out.
Yeah.
Jim, as always, doing an amazing
Jim's
job.
got my name wrong, but that's okay. Whatever. I hold no grudges.
Without him, these towers get all messed up. Jim's in charge of those.
Unbelievable. All right, so are we doing a show next week?
I think we are.
We're doing a show next week, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to do a show.
Okay.
But next week, here's the deal. I don't know if we're going to be on Ustream. YouTube, this is very actually big news. A bunch of Google people that came in, watched our show, I guess, whatever, YouTube. They're going to make us a partner, a beta tester for their new live YouTube. So I think next week we're going to be on YouTube Live. We'll send out that, but we'll send out little things. Awesome. We'll have somebody in this chat room as well in case you're lost.
Nice.
But I think we're going to try out YouTube next week, see how that works.
Great. Nice. I have a week to lose 10 pounds. Fantastic, everybody. Good night.